Right, real quick and easy. All right. File, open, right? If you already have your file open, that's fine. I'll choose this one. This is from my phone. All right. And again, I know some of you guys like, why are we doing this? Again, some of you guys, all you have to do is, if you like photography, right? And I always tell you guys this, and I'm sure Jen can agree. Um, don't wait to go to college. Don't wait to graduate high school. If you have a passion to do something, right? You make your art, whether it's photography, whether you design stuff from scratch, right? But I think a lot of people are afraid to show people their work, try to sell it, right? And all I'm going to tell you is, in this world that we live in, we have to make a living, right? So if you can sell some of your art, right, and you produce it the right way and use all the tools and all your skills, then that's a good thing. And the sooner you start, the better, in my opinion, because there's nothing like making something, right? And then somebody saying, "Oh, I want that," or "I'll pay you for that," right? And I was telling the morning class the same thing. I remember being at UTEP in the art department, and one of my first paintings that I sold, I was like, "Oh my God, somebody else wants this." I didn't believe it, right? But again, just depends. Is it all about money? No, but money helps, right? And you need to have money to do the things you want in life. Yes, everybody agree? Gee, so quiet. All right. So number one rule here, and I know a lot of YouTubers and Photoshop people don't do this. I'm old school. If you want to not do this later once you leave, that's fine. But the number one rule I tell people is make a copy of your layer, right? Is it 100% necessary nowadays? No. But I like to do it because that way you can see your original. So right here where it says background, double click, call it original, right? We did this last time. Okay. Command what to make a copy? Anybody remember? Command J. Command J. All right. Next step. Everybody looking? Yes? No? Anybody need me to slow down? Everybody okay? We're going to do this quick. All right. That bottom layer, notice how you can select the layers, right? Photoshop is very tricky in that you can have the wrong layer selected and you're trying to do an effect or something. And you're like, hey, it's not doing anything because the top layer is covering, right? It's like having two printouts of this on top of each other. All right. So bottom layer, lock, and turn the little toggle off. All right. So that way it's safe. You're never going to mess it up. Notice how now, if I use any of the tools, it gives me a no, you can't. Yes? Yes? No? All right. Next step. Go up to original copy right there. You got it? Everybody? First row? All right. Edos, you got it? All right. Now, one of the things you guys don't ever realize, and we talked about it last time, remember I showed you guys the metadata? You guys that were here last time? What's the metadata? Yeah, there's information on everything that you create with a digital device, right? So also, if you've never noticed, down here in Photoshop, there's this little tab down here at the bottom that shows you, yours may say something different. You have document size. I want you to check that one out. Notice right there what it says on mine. This file is literally 34.9 megabytes. If you ever try to email something like that, I think the limit in most email accounts is 25 megabytes. So you could not email this. You'd have to use like your Outlook OneDrive or Google Drive, right? That kind of stuff. But because we made a copy, this means flattened, like if it was just one layer, and this means I have an extra layer. Watch, and if I were to do Command J, look at how that number jumps up. So every time you add a layer or effect or something, you're adding memory size, right? Just be aware of that. Also, if you click here, again, you can go back to document size. I really don't know half of these. I never use them all. Those are the two that I use, right? Dimensions, sizes, profile, okay? And you can get some information on there. Now, why do I even bring this up? You guys are lucky enough to live in a time where you don't have to worry about what size your files are. Your computer can most probably hack it, right? Photoshop can probably process it. But I come from a time where we would do this and have like 10, 12 layers, and then we had to hit save, And then we'd go away for an hour and have lunch and then come back and it was finally saved. You don't believe me? That is true. All right. So nowadays, don't be like my boomer mom who wants to delete her text from her phone. I said, just leave it alone. Nothing's going to happen. So if you have a lot of layers, that's fine. If you save a lot of big giant PSD files, that's fine. All right. Don't delete stuff. Okay. I always have students, oh, I deleted those layers. Don't delete anything. Just turn them off. All right. And if you're a neat freak and that bothers you, try to work around that because sometimes some of the stuff you want to throw away is actually good. All right. Cool. Next step. Everybody should have their layers like that. I just made an extra one just like that. Now, how do you undo in Photoshop? We talked about this last time. You can do Command Z, but you also have under Window History, right? This is the one that shows you everything you've done since you opened this picture in Photoshop, this photo. Now, this only works while you have this photo open. And you can go back in time. This is when I opened it, and you can see there's no layers. And if I go forward, it's where I left off, right? This can come in helpful. I had students use it in the morning because they said, Mister, I screwed up. How do I get back? Well, you use your history and you go back and forth. All right. Now, remember, right before you save, you got to make sure you're where you're at. Okay. And you can still do a Command Z seta right after you do something you didn't want to do. All right. Let's save this. Notice as soon as you created layers, it wants to save this as a PSD. That's what we want. We want our layers. Let's name it. I'm going to call this one Ava Edit. I'm going to call this Edit 1. And then please put your initials so we know who they are, right? And I know we haven't really gone over the naming and stuff a lot. But as I tell you, if you ever work with other people, which most likely you will, there's going to be some system that they're going to tell you how to archive, how to save the files. And don't be the person going against the grain there because you have to do it, right? You're all working together in an environment where you guys all need to save stuff the same way. Okay. Everybody there? Yeah? Gio, we're good? All right. Everybody caught up? Leslie, you got it? All right. Okay, next step. Again, what I say, simple is sometimes better, right? And you need to know some of the simple stuff before you go on to the advanced. Top layer, select the top layer. Make sure it's selected right there. All right. Let's go to layer. And let's go to new adjustment layers. Okay, if you've never done these in Photoshop, you're going to learn them today. These are also filters. This is non-destructive editing, right? We're not actually manipulating any pixels. These are just, believe it or not, they're filters, but they also have a mask. If you know anything about Photoshop and masking, which we'll cover later, it's pretty cool. But let's go to the first one called curves and select it. Okay, so layer, new adjustment layer, curves. Okay, and then just say, okay, this will pop up and say, okay. And notice you'll get this other extra little window that says properties of the curves. Everybody see it? Can you guys see? Yes? All right, now watch this. Curves is basically a way to edit all the colors at once or separate the colors. As you know, this is an RGB file. You guys see this? This is a composite of 3 color channels. But watch this. I'm going to come down here to this little graph, right? It's called a histogram, technically. And you're going to click right here, more or less, and you're going to drag this down and watch your picture. Some of the dark tones. These are the darker tones. I don't know if you guys see this little, almost like a gradient line. This signifies the darker tones. And then if you come up here, we do what we call a slight S curve, and that can give you a little bit of color, and it'll pop the colors a little bit more. It'll increase the darker tones or contrast, and you kind of find it in between. If you mess around with it a lot, you get some weird stuff like this, right? If that's your effect that you want. But look, a slight S curve, and it just kind of bumps up the colors. Maybe the background is a little bit washed out because it's very white, right? Now you have to be aware, if you guys are using a photo with like the sky and clouds, you'll see you might lose a little bit of the detail, right? But that's okay. We just want like a slight curve, S curve like that. It kind of makes the colors pop a little bit, okay? And what's cool about this is it's not permanent. Look, before, see how it looks a little bit washed out, almost like hazy. and after, right? And I'll show you guys later, there is ways to even manipulate more of an area specifically. But I just want a nice curve like that. Everybody got that? Eros, you got it? Eros? See? All right. Anybody having trouble? Anybody know not what's happening? Anybody Confucius? No? All right. Cool. So we got one done. What's cool about this is we can also do other versions. Look, if you come in here, try photo filter. And that also has a control. Look at this. So if you ever wanted to give an image a tone or like an overlay of transparent color, you come here and guess what's happening? We're actually, just like when we do the blend modes, remember how we did multiply and all that stuff on our collage, right? This is blending onto this, right? Anything that's the top layer is blending down onto the ones that are on, okay? So if I turn off the curves, you can see that it still makes an effect. But let's go to the photo filter and you can increase the density and it starts adding this color. If you click on the color, you can change the color. Anybody ever seen the movies, the Matrix movies? Anybody know what I'm talking about? Really? That was 1999. How do you know about the Matrix? Yeah. All right. It's always the old people. All right, Keanu Reeves. There you go. And it, huh? Your dad or Keanu Reeves? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't say he was. All right. So check it out. I know it's kind of hard to see on screen, but when you watch the video, if you watch the video, you'll be able to notice that there is like a tint on there, right? Okay. You're asking like, why would I want to do this? I don't know yet. You'll see. Okay. You can also click on filter and there's some preset ones. Cyan is kind of bluish. And I don't know if you guys remember this when you were kids and you finally got a hold of a cell phone and you went to the edit the pictures and you started getting all these little filters, exposure. Some were like 70s, Polaroid. You guys know what I'm talking about? This is exactly that, but on Photoshop, where you have more control, obviously, right? But that is basically what we're looking at, okay? All right. So you can kind of look through those. They're just basic stuff. All right. And whatever you choose, that's fine. Cool. But here's what's cool. Everybody come up here. You can turn them off. You can even use the blend modes with those adjustment layers, right? And it gives, oh, look at that one. That's kind of cool. Because it doesn't affect her like her face, it only affects everything else. Okay. I'm not saying that's good. I'm just saying you can, right? And you can experiment and look through stuff. Actually, that one's kind of interesting, right? Some will give you something cool, some won't. I'm just trying to show you that sometimes you can edit something without doing too many crazy things. All right. Now let's do one more. Let's go to image. And I'm sorry, layer. My bad. Layer. New adjustment layer. Now this one, let's do a black and white. How many of you guys like black and white photography? Anybody? Anybody that loves photography? Isn't black and white kind of cool? No? Yes? Right? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now watch this. Notice that is the top adjustment layer, right? And if you ever watch these scene pictures or YouTube videos, how do you like only keep something colored and the rest black and white? Watch this. I'm going to turn off photo filter 1. Curves, I'm going to turn those 2 off, right? Black and white is the one I'm selecting only. Make sure these 2 are off. Okay. Now watch this. What's cool about these adjustment layers is, notice here in your layers, there's 2 separate things. There's the actual filter, the adjustment layer. Do you guys see it? And then this, anybody know what this is? That's the mask, right? So watch what happens. If you click, see how you can select either one? If you click on this one and you go to your toolbar and you type E, I want everybody to try this. Turn off everything else except the black and white adjustment layer and your original copy, right? Should have nothing else on. Go to your tools, hit the letter E for eraser, right? Now, those of you guys who Always have your caps lock on your keyboard. Who's that? Anybody here? All right. Don't have it on. That's like driving with your blinker on. Don't do that. All right. And I'll show you why. If you have your caps lock on, you won't be able to see the next part. So you're going to go to E, eraser. Oh, you got to be right in here. Select this area, or else it won't let you. And then with your bracket keys, the ones next to the letter P, this is your brush size of your eraser. Anybody here done any graffiti art with spray cans? Tag art? Anybody? It's okay. It's not illegal. Ooh. All right. Imagine you had a spray can that worked just like paint, but it was the opposite. It was the eraser. Wouldn't that be cool? No? Yes? EJ? Kind of? Sort of? Okay. So that's what this is. It's a very soft edge. And if you don't have a soft edge, come up here to the brush. This is the actual brush tip, if you want to call it, like a brush. And you move the hardness to 0. Let me do that again. Make sure you have your mask selected, eraser, E. Go up here to the brush tip. Make sure your caps lock is not on, because when your caps lock is on, you can't see the brush tip. Hardness, 0. Don't worry about the size. The size you adjust with your brush, right? With your bracket, sorry. And check this out. I'm going to go in here. Valentine's Day is coming up. If you want to do something nice and do a nice edit and a print, right? And you want something red to show up, check this out. Watch this. Oh, it's not working. Why? Oh, I'm not in there. Eraser. Do I have my caps lock on? Oh, there it is. Now, you can control the brush size by, and it's because I was going over the hair and there was no color. The brush size, as you get closer, don't be lazy, be accurate. Watch, because now with a smaller brush size, I can go over certain areas very accurately. See? Oh, Ava's got a ring there. Look at that bling, man. I hadn't noticed. Cool. You see how I'm doing that? I did a little bit too much there. But see how easy a reveal that is, and everything else is black and white. All right. I know some of you guys are like, well, not that big a deal. But again, I'm showing you guys some of the basics because a lot of people overdo stuff and you have to sit down. How many of you guys can actually sit down through a 20-minute YouTube video? Who? I don't believe you. Not to do something like this. Yes? Yeah. What? I see you guys skimming everything all the time, man. Even I can't watch a 20-minute video without, oh, I'm going to fast forward this. No? Or skim through it. Don't lie. You guys are lying, man. All right. I guess it depends. All right. So check it out. See? Okay. So you can do real easy stuff like that. Cool. All right. And again, you can see right here. Check this out. Everybody looking? And the cool thing is, if you do too much, you still click on the mask. And now if you use a brush, it paints it back in. I don't know if you guys knew that. Okay, so the mask, you can constantly manipulate it. All right, Command S if you haven't saved. All right. So I'm going to clean all that up. Okay, if you did that, you can make another one or just clean it up with a big brush because we're going to do a black and white edit. All right, so I'm here. Again, when you click black and white, we have also the properties for that adjustment layer, right? Now remember, the picture's still in color. This is just a filter on top, right? So these, notice that's why they're in color, and you can manipulate them. I want everybody to kind of play around with it and get yourself a nice black and white edit of your photo. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do next. What's up? I'm preferring a black and white edit on this one. Yes, for the printout. Yes. Yeah. So if you kind of did what I did right now, just turn that one off, right? Create a brand new adjustment layer, black and white, if you want to go back and paint it up. This is my second one, right? And then on this one, all you're going to do is adjust some of it so it looks nice how you like it, okay? Because we're gonna do a black and white print, even though it's not truly black and white, right? It's just a a filter, but that's fine. Okay. And just so you know, I mean, you can add some of these other ones. See, I had the second black and white under it, and it kind of changed it up. Yeah, you can leave your photo filter on a little bit or lower it, right? Or do a multiply or something, right? But our ultimate printout is going to be black and white looking. If that makes any sense. I kind of like this one. It's dark, but I like it. The curves, somewhere around there. Cool. All right. Command S. We're almost done. Everybody ready? You should have done a nice adjustment layer, black and white look, right? Save. Now, we're going to save a JPEG. Check this out. This is how you do it. Shift Command S or File Save As, right? Right here, save a copy. And you could have done it the other way too. This is important, but remember, you have to save your PSD first, Command S, then Shift Command S. And this one, the save a copy will allow you to save a JPEG. We want a JPEG. Cool? It's that quick. So mine is Ava edit one, initials copy.jpg. Now, this is important right here. Make sure you, if this is like in the middle, you want it all the way to 12 maximum. Anytime you see one of these, just maximum. All right? Yes? Everybody? Gio? Yoshi? Keaton? Omalara? You got it? Awesome. Okay. Now, it'll look like nothing happened. There's my PSD. You're still in your layered file. All right? Close that one. Command W. Yeah. If you hadn't saved it, it'll ask you, do you want to save? Yeah. Okay. Everybody good? Now, I want everybody to go to Illustrator. Your favorite program. Some of you guys love Illustrator, no? No? You should love Illustrator. Who loves Illustrator? Huh? Nobody loves Illustrator? Edos, you don't love Illustrator? You're always making stuff, man. Huh? Okay, how many guys like Illustrator? Oh my God. Okay, good. All right. Do you guys want to see my I'll show you later once we're not recording. I have a new t-shirt design. I know. Okay. Everybody go here. Illustrator, new. Print. Inches, right? We know this, yes? But we're going to make a change today to the height. 14. Now, if your photo is horizontal, right, or portrait sideways, bonito sideways, right? Anybody have a horizontal one? Okay. You're going to do 14 width, 8.5 height. The rest of you, if yours is vertical, up and down, bonito up, you're going to have 8.5 by 14. Cool? Yes? All right. We're almost done. Create. This is Illustrator. Sorry, this projector done. Let me see where my file is. Oh, there it is. And I know my projector makes it look squished, but this is taller than normal. All right. Everybody there? Layers. We're almost done. We're like 8 minutes out, man. Layers. Don't leave it unnamed. Place image, right? Because that's telling you what we're going to do. Or photo, right? Or artwork, whatever you want. But if it says placed image, that pretty much tells you what you're going to do, no? Shift Command P. There's my image. Now remember, depending what camera you use or your phone, this is going to be a ginormous picture. So don't just click, because then it's ginormous and you got to scale it. No, Shift Command P, select it, click and hold and drag. It's not going to be proportional, but I'm going to show you a quick edit like that. You're going to lose a little bit of your image. Don't worry. I'm going to move mine like that. Say mine, like that, on my document. I'm gonna lose a little bit. That's fine. That's okay. That's part of photography. Even though now, as I'm gonna show you guys later with the AI stuff, you can create more of an image that doesn't exist there by just telling it. It's okay. I look at it close by and it's kind of blurry still. But anyway, move your image so that what we're gonna print is gonna fit inside your 8.5 by 14 area. All right. I obviously don't want to cut away her face because that's, I think, the most interesting part of this photo, right? The expression, right? And now that we're gonna be cutting out the dog poop, you'll know it's a calendar of a dog at least, whoever sees this for the first time. All right, everybody there? Yes? No? Did you place it? Okay. Oh, let's do a search on your Finder, Shift Command P, and then do a search. No? Do you know what you named it? Do you know where you saved it? This is why I tell you guys kind of try and remember where you save it. Did you find it? Okay, I'll come back. So check this out. Rectangle tool, right? And you're gonna draw a rectangle the size of your document on top, right? So that's an 8.5 by 14 rectangle. And then I select the picture and the rectangle, command what to create a clipping mask? Command what to create a clipping mask? Geo, command what? What lucky number? Thank you. Command 7. Right? We just used Illustrator to do a quick edit, right? Did it really cut it away? No. But now I have a photo, 8.5 by 14, black and white look. And here's the last part. Keaton, you're gonna probably be one of the few people that has this already ready. Here, you're gonna put copyright on the next layer. Let me do it again. New layer, copyright. What do you think? Anybody? You having trouble? Anybody? Why would I put copyright? Huh? This, we call this a poor man's copyright. Are you filing this with like US legal documents? No. Does this stop anybody from stealing your stuff if you post it? No. But people who are honorable and are artists like you, they might think twice and say, I can't take somebody else's picture. But there are people who don't think that way, right? But if you put your copyright and your signature, even if it's with a font, some people will respect it. People like you that should respect it, right? If you post this on Instagram or TikTok or online on your portfolio, right? People understand, oh, this is someone's artwork. I can't just take it, right? Could I do the same pose? Could I replicate it in my own way? Sure. Just like I told you guys about Vecteezy and stuff, right? Okay. Copyright layer. You guys ready? Make sure it's a separate layer. You got your character palette or type tool, Command T. Yeah. Let's go to the internet. Did you guys know they blocked the font? We're gonna find a font, a script font. Look at, they blocked the font. How do you like that? So let's do font squirrel. Everybody font squirrel together. Ooh, we got 4 minutes. Right here in the search on font squirrel, script, because I want fonts that look like writing. But next week, we're gonna do our own actual signature. So you have a real one like Keaton's. You remember Keaton? We did yours for your posters. All right. Do you have yours still? Do you have that still? No, the signature. No? Okay. Then just follow along here. I thought you would have it. Okay. I'm just going to pick one that kind of looks like handwriting. I'm going to run out of time here. I did an earlier one. It's got to be not too thin. And you can pick which. I'm going to do this one. It's kind of too scripty, but I don't care. I've got freebooter script. That sounds funny. Freebooter. But okay, I'm going to get that one. Download TTF, right? True type font. It downloaded. It's got 2 styles. I go to my downloads. Yeah? Everybody should know how to download a font by now. Freebooter. I've got two. I've got script, and I don't know what this one is. Select both, double click them. It might say OTF, whatever you download, right? Install. Install. Ooh, that's very scripty. Okay. Also, don't forget the name of the font, because notice when you go to, okay, so I go here to font scroll, right? Script. So it's going to find me any of the script fonts that it has. I use this one in the morning, Aqualine. You can use that one too. All right, you ready? I go back to Illustrator. I go to my layer, copyright. I type my name. Did I tell you guys my wife makes funny when I sign paperwork? No? No? Yes. She'll go Antonio A. Novo. Like she'll make fun like I'm some lawyer or something. All right. You guys got that? Look at that. Simple font. Do your name or your signature, however you do. If you've got like an artist's name, do that. And then we're gonna do, oops, copyright 2024. Did you guys see my copyright? How did I do that? Anybody? How do you do copyright? The symbol. Anybody? Well, that's one way. Jen says copy and paste it from the internet. That's smart. You should remember. Anybody? Have I taught this one? Yes. Option G. And any font, option G. And you get the copyright. Cool? All right. Now I select both. I go to my fonts. What was the name of my font? Freebooter. Look at that. Ooh, that's horrible, but okay, I'll take it. All right, freebooter script. All right, it's 2:00. We're almost done. You ready? Everybody there? I'm going to wrap this up. And I will provide the video on YouTube's. Oh, it's down here. Sorry. Cool. Now, what do you guys remember that Illustrator can do with fonts that no other program can? Huh? Anybody? Huh? I know it's Friday. It's just a few more hours and we all get out of here. What can we do? Can we convert out them to something? I almost said it. Yeah. We can make it a not font, right? Shift Command O. I made a copy. Click this one because it's very hard to read. Shift Command O. And it outlines it. Yes, it's artwork. Yes. Shift Command G. I ungroup them. Don't tell me you can't do this. Shift Command G. Ungroup them. Can I make the A larger by doing that? Right? No. Can I get rid of the middle initial? What if I don't like it? I don't like that period. What if the N, I want to make it nice and big like that, real gorgeous? No? Anybody care? Look at the copyright. Anybody like that copyright? Does it look weird? It's kind of weird, right? Could I just click it and rotate it a little bit? Maybe that helps it. No, it doesn't. 2024 is readable. Can I stack these so it looks more like maybe I did this? Right? Now I don't have a lot of time because I'm running out of time. I'll show you the other one right now. So I did that, right? I adjusted it, I modified it, select it, group it, Command G, make it white with my regular colors, no stroke. Yes. Bring it down here. And you might choose black or a tone of gray. Where is it going to show up? What size is it? Right there. Everybody see it? What does that say? Antonio what? And? Is there a copyright? All right, pay me. You're welcome. No? You can't sell your photography? Of course you can. Right? Okay, so I'm done with that. If I don't want this, I can hide it, delete it. Let's save. Huh? What? Option G. No print. AN. I'm gonna save it in Illustrator now, yes? Very simple. We're done here. Watch this. Do not save a PDF on this one because I want you to print it over here. It's gonna be 11 by 14, or I mean 8.5 by 14, or 14 by 8.5, right? Check it out. You're gonna export. This is important. Do not save as PDF because that printer for some reason bogs down with PDFs. Export as JPEG right here. Make sure you choose artboards. That way it won't include anything you have, like the text that I have here. If I don't click artboards, it'll export it with that, and I don't want that. File, export as, select JPEG, use artboards. That means it's only going to use what's inside the area. Hit export. Don't worry about CMYK. Move this to the highest quality 10. This one's super important. We talked about this already. When we scan, when we set up a file, you guys that use Procreate or whatever to create stuff on the iPad or your phone, always set the resolution 300 minimum when you start. You can't do it afterwards. Say, okay. You won't see it happen. That's your Illustrator file. Close it. Go to where you saved your files. AirDrop them to Judges Photography. I have the paper. I have the vintage paper ready for you guys. Okay. There's my picture. It's the right size. I'm going to AirDrop it over there. This was the morning one. My student Jade. I did the exact same thing. Look at this photo. And if you haven't gone out there in the hallway and looked, I'm going to put yours out there in the hallway for everyone to see them. All right. Look at that. Look how nice. That was exactly what we did together right now. File export as JPEG. Use artboard. Yes. Export from Illustrator. Awesome. Thank you, Tatiana. Look at that. There's my copyright. AirDrop it to Judges Photography. Remember, some of these computers, for some reason, they're not working with the EPISD. And come over here. And that's all I need for you guys today. Oh, Jesus. Is anybody leaving early? No? Got Maria Pajarito. Tony Noble, grab it tonight. Yes. 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 Oh. Oh, okay. No. No. Just here. All right. Ooh, Leslie, they're looking for you. No, it's just our I guess somebody from your campus said you were going to be doing some kind of workshop. Maybe they said, is she here? Oh, yeah. Yeah. They don't communicate, the adults either. Don't worry about it. I told them you're here. Everything's good. All right. Give us a look. What happened? Why is it not 8.5 by 14? Oh, okay. All right, we'll fix it right now. Okay, and then you're gonna come over here. You're gonna accept it. And you're gonna print it on this vintage paper that I pre-cut for you. It's 8.5 by 14. It looks real nice. If you like your photo enough that you want one, or you want to take it home, or you want to give it to your friend, or you want to do something, print me two. One you turn it to me, one you can take home. Now be aware this paper is like probably 50 or 60 years old. That's why I like it. You can print a lot of cool stuff on it, especially like all black or even color looks kind of cool if you saw some of the ones out there. I do have to pre-cut it, or you can cut it yourself, but it's really nice. It is very brittle. So literally if you try to fold it, it'll break. And over time it gets even more crunchy. It looks very vintage and real nice. Like if you frame it. I think it's pretty nice. Who's this? Who's trying to send something? Who's trying to send something? Miles? I declined it. Oh, you gotta do it yourself. I'm just kidding. I have saved the $2. All right. Now remember also on this printer here, we don't have Adobe, so open with what? Preview, right? Open with preview and print with preview. Help each other out, get it printed. Tony Noble graphic design. Yes.